Okay, so welcome to this live session with me, Alan from SET English. This is our school. We're a specialist OET school. And today in this class, what I want to do is just get started really quickly and talk today about some very important, one very important verb, which is, of course, you can see this here, advise. Okay, so let me just make this a bit bigger. I want to talk about advice and advise. Okay, so this verb and noun, okay, is something that we see this often in OET, and I want to talk about it today because there's a lot of interesting things we can say about it. Okay, there's an issue with prepositions. What prepositions do we use with it? There's also an issue with something like, is it a verb, is it a noun, and the pronunciation of that. And of course, this is OET. So in OET, do we talk about advice? Of course, nurses advise patients, doctors advise patients, specialists give advice. It's a verb and a word and a noun that you're going to use a lot. Okay, but before we get started, I want to say please check out or please hit the like button for this class and please share this with your friends. I want to get as many people watching. Also, I'm going to be watching on the phone and trying to respond to you. So if you are watching now, why don't you say hello on Facebook and give us your name, tell us whether you're a nurse or a doctor, and throughout the class I will be responding to you guys. Okay, so I will respond to any questions or even answers. Okay, or comments, anything really. Okay, so please, I can already see that we've got someone watching. So Rika and Ola, guys, just to show that this really is live, just to show that this is not me just pre-recording. You will see very soon that this is not pre-recorded. But if we just look at this here, I think you guys will be able to see shortly that Rika is watching. Hello, Rika. And Ola. So, Rika, you're a doctor. Ola, are you a doctor as well? Or are you a nurse? So, guys, this is an interactive class, which means you've got to try and answer my questions. I will be asking questions. So, listen, try to type the answers. Okay. As I said, my name is Alan. I'm from a school called SET English. And we do 4 hours of live interactive classes every day. So in our school, everything is on Zoom and you can talk to me in class. You can practice the exam. We always do like mock tests and things like that. If you're interested in SET, please check out www.setenglish.com. We are a small school, but we are a very specialist school with great reviews. Okay, so I'll put that on the board here just before I start. We are SET English, okay? Okay, oops. I'm not a great typer, as you will see. I'm not a great typer. I type with 2 fingers only. I'm of that generation where I'm not. I just type with 2 fingers. Okay, so let's get started. So we're talking about advice and advise. Now, my first question is this. Very simple question. Do they have? Okay, so we have a noun and a verb. Okay. Which spelling is the verb spelling? Okay, so that's my question. Type in Facebook if you think you know. Is it advise? Is that the verb? Or is it advice? And you can notice as well that there's a slight different pronunciation. Okay. So type in, as I say, if you're watching on Facebook, you can just type in the answer now. It should be easy. And also, please remember, hit the like button, share this with your friends. I want to get as many people watching this class as possible, if that's okay. Just tell us what you think. Okay, so we've got fantastic, loads of really quick answers from you guys. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to just take a little screenshot and show you what the answers are, what people are saying. So again, guys, on Facebook, there's always a slight delay. You can see that we're just waiting here for this to come. There's always a slight delay on Facebook, but basically, I prefer it like this because it's real, it's live, it's interactive. Okay, so Ola, she's saying advice is the noun and advise. So the S is the verb, Ola. Rika is saying that the CE is the noun. Okay, Rika. And Rita is saying, so it seems like everyone is saying the same thing. Okay. And that makes me very happy. That makes me very happy because you guys are right. Okay. The noun is with a C. See if I can do this. And the verb is with an S. Okay. Now, what about pronunciation? Is there a difference in pronunciation? Yes. Okay. So let's play a game. This is the game. Okay. I want you to listen to me and tell me which one do I say. Okay. If I am saying the verb, then you can just type 1 on Facebook, okay? So if you hear me say the verb, type number 1. If you hear me say the noun, of course you can type number 2, okay? So it's just a game. I play this in class sometimes. You just need to listen to me and tell me which one is which, okay? So here's the first one. Advise. Advise. Is that the verb or the noun? Listen again. Advise. Just type it in the chat. You have to type 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Advise. So Ola, she's saying that that's number 2. So Ola, you think it's the noun. I'm sorry, it was the verb. It was the verb, okay? There's a difference in the pronunciation, okay? Listen again, guys, okay? Tell me, is this number 1 or number 2, okay? Is it verb or noun? Advise. Advise. Again, type in the chat, guys. And if you're enjoying this, please hit the like button. Share this with your friends. I want to do more of these classes, but we need to get more viewers. If we can get more viewers, I promise we'll do. We might do 2 of these every day if we can get lots of viewers. So, answer. I said this one again, right? Both times I said the verb. Okay. Now, what's the difference? What's the difference? Can anyone tell me what sound do we have for the verb? What sound at end? Is it S or Z? S or Z? Type in the chat if you think you heard me say it, so you should be able to identify this, okay? Did I say the verb? Or did I say the Z sound or the S sound? Yeah, so Burette, Rika, Ola, you guys are right, okay? So these guys are good listeners and they know what they're doing. So guys, just to be clear, what's happening here? You can respond to me in this class. This is a live interactive class. I'll be trying to listen to your comments and respond to them. So you guys are saying Z, right? This is correct, correct. So sound at the end is the Z sound. And of course, sound at the end for the noun. Does anyone know? What's sound at the end? It's not a Z sound. It's not a Z sound. It is an S sound. Okay? So for example, advice. That's the noun. Advise. Advise. That's the verb, right? So you might say, I advised him. I advised him. That's the verb. Or you might say, I need some advice. Can you hear the difference? I need some advice. Can you advise him? Okay, there is a difference. So this is the first thing. Okay, we have a verb and a noun, and the pronunciation is different. Okay, so the noun has the S pronunciation, and the verb has the Z pronunciation. Okay, so far, hopefully it should be very clear and easy. Now, next thing is, what about, I want to talk now about prepositions. Okay, because I think someone actually asked me in this class, one of my students, just before this class, she said, what prepositions can I use? And I thought that's a great question. For example, guys, in the verb, I might say, the nurse, I'll use the active voice, advised her blank her medication. What prepositions can I put in here? Now, first thing is, what is a preposition? I should ask that. What is a preposition? First things first, as we say. What is a preposition? Can anyone give me an example of a preposition? Let's start just with this idea, okay? Example of a preposition. Can anyone type in examples? You type them in the chat. I'll respond to you on Facebook. They're normally very short words, so type them in the chat. What is a preposition? We already have someone saying on and an. I agree. About, onto. Well, it should be put those together, Rika. But yeah, I get what you're saying here. Guys, just to show you that this is live, I'm reading what you're saying. You can see these examples here. I'll make it a bit smaller so it's on the same page. 1 second. Oops. Hopefully we can all see this. Yeah, you can see the answers, right? So I'll just make this a bit bigger. So go down. To, that's a preposition. Yes, on, an, of course, about, to, on. Yeah, these are all prepositions. Do you mean, Rika, onto? Is that what you mean, Rika? There's also into as well. One question I've always wondered, what is the difference between into and in? Ah, that's for another class. That's for another class. Okay, so we're going to just go back to this now. I want to say, the question now is, what prepositions can you use with the verb? Right? The nurse advised her blank her medication. So I want you guys to type in now, is it to, is it on, is it about, is it regarding, is it in, into, what do you think it is? And I'm going to change this here because this is something, let's imagine this is like a sort of writing example. Now in the writing we would use the passive usually, so I'll talk about that in a minute, but let's just see what people say. Okay, so fill in the blanks. Is it on? Is it in? At? Is it to? So Rita, you're saying on. Rika, you're saying about. Ola, you're saying to. And Rika, so guys, the answer, not everyone is right here. The answer is we can say on. This is correct. We can also say about. It is possible to say about here. We cannot say to. That's not right. I'm sorry. Just that one is incorrect. But we can say regarding. So the nurse advised her on her medication, about or regarding her medication. What if we say, now who said to? Someone said to. And I understand why. It was, who said to here? Ola, you said to. Now Ola, I understand why you said to. Okay. So guys, just to be clear, I'm responding now to Ola, who is typing in the chat. She typed to previously, okay? Now Ola, the reason is, I'm sure you know this, we want to say the nurse advised her to, okay? But what's next? What's next, guys? You could say to exercise, right? Now the thing about this example here, Ola, is, guys, this is not a preposition. Okay? Here, to is not a preposition. Does anyone know what it is? Right, so this is a grammar question for you guys. This is not a preposition here. Like, guys, if I say, I want to run, I want to eat, I want to drink, those are not prepositions. Does anyone know what we call I want to eat, I want to run? What do we call that? Let's get some answers. It would be great to have some answers. I want to run. So Rika, there you go. It's, what type of verb is it, Rika? Rika is saying it's a verb. I agree. What type though? Can you tell us? Can anyone tell us what type of verb? To run. To eat. If anyone ever watched Star Trek, to go, to boldly go. That kind of thing. So what type? Can anyone tell me? Just type in the chat. I'm watching on Facebook. It's not the verb to be. It's a nice try. Nice try, Rika. It's not the verb to be. It could be, look, it could be anything. It's not, you could say to be more happy. You can have to be, but this is not to be, okay? By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this, please hit the like button, share this with your friends, and remember, SET English, we have 4 hours of interactive live classes every day. You know, this is just a taste of what we do every day. Like, this is a very small thing. In our school, we always practice the exam every day. Reading, writing, speaking, listening. Lots and lots of mock tests. Lots of writing practice and homework and assignments. So this, just to be clear, this is just a small taste of what SET offers. Hopefully we've got some answers here. I'm just kind of filling the space here while I wait for some answers from you guys. And irregular verb, not quite, Rika. So Rika, I'm very happy that I can teach this to you. It's really simple. Rika, if you look at what Catalina is saying above your message, Catalina is the one who's getting it the correct answer, okay? This is infinitive, correct. Oops, and my typing is terrible here. So let me zoom down. Correct. Now, Catalina, it's actually called we call this the full infinitive. Okay, so that is like to eat. Okay? The bare infinitive, bare, is, oops, let me just move this down so you can see this, guys. The bare infinitive is just eat. Okay? So in English, full, you know what full means, right? Full is everything. So to run, to eat. The bare infinitive, that means no clothes, right? Clothes off. So that would be just eat or run or walk, okay? So coming back to this, why is this important? Let's go right back to this. It's not a preposition problem, okay? Rika, you can say to be, to eat, to run. Now, but of course we do use this. We do say this in OET. So it's a good point. It's just not a preposition. Okay. So prepositions we would use with advise would be on, about, regarding. Now, what about nouns? Is it the same? What if I say he asked for advice, blank? What is the answer here now? Can anyone tell me? What prepositions do I want? Again, type in the chat, guys, okay? If you're watching on Facebook, This is a live interactive class. I'm checking on my phone. I can see you guys. So just type in what you think the answer is. Is it, what prepositions can we use here? As soon as I get an answer, I promise I'll try and respond to you guys, and then we'll sort of move on, okay? So I'm sure we're going to have lots of answers here. Rika's saying on. He asked for advice on his lifestyle. Catalina's saying about. So let me just put these in, guys. Good answers here from all of you. Let me just put this into. So Rika, on, Catalina, about. Thank you for your answers. Very quick. Anyone else want to guess what prepositions we can use here? Yeah. So guys, he was asked for advice on his lifestyle. He asked for advice. You can say, correct? You can say about, and we can say regarding. Okay? So it's actually the same. But I think sometimes people get confused from the noun form. This is unusual. Very often when we change from verbs to nouns or nouns to verbs, very often the preposition also changes, right? So, for example, I'm trying to think of another example, but very often the preposition will change. Here it's not changing. It's just on, about, regarding. On, about, regarding. Okay? The main thing is you just have to think about the spelling and the pronunciation. Advised, advice. Okay? You will never hear advised because that's the noun, right? The S sound is the noun sound. You will just hear always for a verb, advised, advised. Okay? So, now, I'm going to finish this class in a second. This is just a short little class. Someone is asking me, Rika, what's the difference between prepositions? So, Rika, thank you for this beautiful question. I'll answer. And guys, if you have a question, as I keep saying, I keep repeating the same thing, but I'll say it again. This is a live interactive class. And as I say, my name is Alan. I'm a teacher at SET English. We do 4 hours of live interactive classes every day, Monday to Friday. You can study writing 1 hour, listening 1 hour, reading 1 hour, speaking 1 hour every day with specialist teachers. We also give you mock tests, so you can do a 3-hour mock test if you join our school. We give you mock materials, so 5 sets of materials. Also, you can write OET letters. You can write 8 OET letters when you join our school and send them to us. If you're interested, check us out, okay? Because, as I say, we're a small school, but go and look at the reviews. They're very, very good reviews. Okay, now, let's go down. And Rika, to finish this class, I will answer your question. So guys, Rika says, what is the difference between a verb and noun? Preposition. What is the difference in prepositions between verb and noun? Well, Rika, this is what I'm saying. Often, we change the preposition when the form of the word changes. So, for example, you might say inform, right? So inform is the verb. Informative is the adjective. What's the noun, guys? Can you guys type the noun? Very famous, this one. What's the noun? Information, of course. Okay, this is the noun. So, I mean, I suppose some of these, we can say about. You can say, please inform me about. You could say here. But you wouldn't say it's informative about. You wouldn't say that. It's very informative. Well, actually, maybe you can. Maybe you can. Regarding sounds a little bit better with this one. Information about. I suppose this is an example where they are the same, but very often they change. Okay, Rika. So you just have to study and learn it. Okay, this is not a good example. Sorry, but you just need to memorize the prepositions very often. Okay. Now, in our school, we will teach you this. We talk about prepositions. We have classes on prepositions. Okay, but just don't confuse, though, Rika, don't confuse to eat, which is the full infinitive, with something like to the shops, right? This is just preposition plus noun. Okay, full infinitive just means you have this to. It's not, the meaning is not like a preposition. A preposition is showing you a relationship between two things, right? So, like pen on the hand. It's showing a relationship usually between nouns and nouns, or a relationship between adjectives and nouns, like I'm afraid of the movie. Afraid is adjective, the movie is a noun. Or it can sometimes be verbs. So I went to the shops. Went is a verb, to is preposition, shops is noun. Okay? That's not the same as saying I want to eat. I'm not saying to like I'm going to eat. Like I'm not going in the direction of eating. Okay? It's just the full infinitive. All right? So that was a very long answer, Rika. I hope that helped. As I said, guys, we do 4 hours of live interactive classes every day, and we do grammar every day. The first class is always a writing class where we cover grammar in our school, okay? So hopefully, because I've spoken for so long, hopefully there's some more questions. Rika, if you want to ask a follow-up question, please feel free. Does anyone else have any other questions before I go? Would anyone like to ask me anything? Okay. Well, look, I'm going to say goodbye. Don't forget that we are SET English. We do a class every day, 10:15 a.m. That's the kind of time. Watch the videos, check us out, please share these classes with your friends. I would love to get a really big audience, of course, but then obviously there'll be lots of people asking questions, and we can, I've been teaching OET for many years, about 5 or 6 years. I would love to share that with as many people as possible, okay? So thanks very much for your time. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll say goodbye. Thanks, guys. Take care. I'm just going to finish with, remember, we are SET English. Check out the school if you are interested in joining, okay? We do 4 hours. We also do, you get full mock tests, like 3 hours. You get 8 OET letters graded. Oops. You get 5, I think it's 5 mock test materials. And you get lots more as well. Okay, so check out our school. Thanks for everyone for watching. I'll see you all on Monday.